Hello, I'm Jessica from Lincolnshire Sensory Services. I'm here today to talk about Tinnitus Awareness Week. Now, tinnitus is where people experience sounds within their ear. And there are a variety of different sounds people experiencing, like screeching, buzzing, hissing, and people experience lots of other different sounds. In the UK, 1 in 8 people will have or experience tinnitus. So tinnitus is often caused by age-related hearing loss, ear injury, a build-up of wax in their ear or an ear infection, exposure to loud sounds, and inner ear damage. There is a condition called Meniere's disease, which can cause tinnitus, and also another condition called otosclerosis, which is bone growth within the ear that causes tinnitus. So it can affect any age, right from young children up until older people, but it's most common in the over 65s. Unfortunately, there is no cure as such for tinnitus. If you feel that you might be experiencing tinnitus, you can go to your GP, who will check to see if there's an ear infection or if you've got a build-up of wax. And if those are rolled out, they could possibly refer you to ENT at the hospital to investigate further. We've got Steph here today, who I'm going to ask some questions to about her experience with tinnitus. So thank you and welcome. Thank you, Jess. So your tinnitus, Steph, how did that start? Well, I've had tinnitus from being a young girl right up until now, and they think it's to do with operation on my ears that I had when I was younger. Now, when I was younger, I had a condition called glue ear, where there's a build-up of fluid and it blocks the ears. So I went to the hospital and I had 3 operations for that because the first 2 failed. The third was successful. But unfortunately, every time they operate, it can cause damage to the eardrum. So they think and I think the tinnitus is caused from that. So Steph, how long have you had tinnitus? Well, I remember tinnitus sounds in my ear from around about the age of, I would say, 6 or 7 up until now. What are the sounds like that you experience? Well, from being young, I've had the same sound, which is like a high-pitched squeal. And that was only in my left ear initially. And then later it was in my right ear. But my left ear I've had tinnitus in for a long time, tinnitus sounds. So Steph, how do you cope through the day and night with tinnitus? Well, I just have to try and distract my brain, distract myself. So if I'm experiencing these tinnitus sounds, I'll often put on my headphones and listening to music, and that helps the sounds reduce a little bit. The sounds I experience is the high-pitched sound, which I've had for a long time. It's like a high-pitched squeal. The second sound I experience is like similar to my heartbeat. It's like a pulsing in my ear, but that one really gets on my nerves because not only can I hear it, I can feel it as well. That's in my left ear. That started about 10 years ago. And then the third one, which has only happened recently, and it's like an extra new sound that I'm experiencing. Well, let me explain. I went to bed to try and get to sleep. And then I was suddenly awoken by a noise of like a piano. And I thought, it's 11 o'clock at night. What's going on? So I woke my partner up and I said, I can hear a piano. I think it might be coming from the neighbours, but it's really late. My partner was quite startled at the time and I said, listen, I can hear a piano. And he still couldn't hear it. And he said, I can't hear anything. And then it wasn't until about 5 to 10 minutes later, I realised it was me. So that's a new sound that I'm experiencing with tinnitus. Not like a piano being played, but it's like one key being hit continuously. So I just try and distract my brain. That's my way of coping. I listen to music in the day, and at night time I put on my TV on a low volume just to help reduce the tinnitus sounds. So tinnitus. When did you start to notice that and how? Well, when I was young, it started from when I was young, and it wasn't too bad because I just got on with it being younger. But as I've got older, I feel it's got worse. So when I get the tinnitus sounds in my ears, it reduces my hearing, so it impacts on my hearing. It's almost like the tinnitus takes over. But it's just random throughout the day that the tinnitus sounds start. So, Steph, you talked about it affects your hearing. So if you're having a conversation with two other people, can you still follow that? Yes, I can, Jess, but I struggle. So when the tinnitus sounds take over and my hearing is reduced, it's impacted, I find I concentrate more. I probably lip read a little bit more than I would do. And then once the tinnitus sounds have gone, then it's back to normal. So you've talked about things that help you with tinnitus, like distraction techniques. Is there anything else that you do? Oh, well, Jess, I just try to relax because I've noticed my tinnitus is worse if I'm tired or if I'm stressed. It's definitely worse. So at those points, I try and relax, but it's not easy at the moment through lockdown. So to find things to distract myself, but I'll try and have a relaxing bath, or I'll treat myself in some way just to try and relax. And that helps to reduce the tinnitus. So people who have tinnitus or think they might have tinnitus, what do you recommend to those people? Well, Jess, I think it's worth making a note of when it happens because it's easy to forget how often it happens and when it happens. So whenever you experience those sounds that you think might be tinnitus, make a note. And then you can work out if it's random or if there's like a routine or a pattern to it. If it's happening every day, is it because you may be feeling stressed or there's some noise around in the environment that's affecting it? Once you've made plenty of notes, then I think it's worth talking to your GP about it and showing them the record that you've made so they can get a clearer picture. Oh, thanks ever so much for your tips, Steph, and your recommendation, and also just explain your experience of living with tinnitus. That's okay, thank you. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching this and you found the information useful. Thank you.